prophecy is bringing forth, we determine to a long extent whether it's from God
or not.
Then you can start praying about the person that will suit the purpose. Because marriage is a business. You know, you can balance the complementary side and the prophecy side by your attitude towards ensuring that it actually works out. Focus on Cecilia.
Good day, dear viewers. Welcome to another edition of the Singles Reality. And today we'll be taking a very important topic called relationship and prophecy. Yes, relationship and prophecy. You know, we learn a lot about prophecy in relationship. You know, my pastor said this person is good for me. You know, I prayed about it. You know, what's relationship and how does it affect? How does prophecy affect our relationship? And to me today, we have Mr. Olugbenga Sonny, my beloved husband. Together, we will be sharing, we will be discussing on relationship and prophecy. In case you have any question, you can do well to send it on the chat button, or as well, you can also send us a DM. Let's dive into it. Mr. Olugbenga, what is prophecy and how does it affect relationship in terms of marital relationship?
Okay, thank you so much. Prophecy, well, you can say prophecy is a prediction of what is to happen in the future. You know, so when you have someone that can be able to predict, that's prophecy. Or you can say it in another way, that is a divine revelation, you know, from God. Divine revelation of an event that will happen in the future. You know, and in the Bible, for example, we have so many of such, you know, prophecy. Even years like when Jesus was to come, you know, a prophecy has already come before Jesus came. You know, that unto all the child is born, you know, the child is given, and government be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful. You know, this. So that prophecy has already come, you know, before the real events happened. So it guided the people involved, you know, and it gave them a kind of hope. So prophecy is actually meant to guide you, really, to guide you, to give you a perspective of what you are to expect.
Okay, will you not say that it is important for us to get this prophecy before going into marriage, into marital relationship now?
Well, it's not a straight answer. You understand? So it's all depend on the person involved. You know, your relationship with God. You know, because you get to a level you have with God that you may not really necessarily need a prophecy before something will begin to happen on their own. Bible made us to know that He is the one that will direct the path. He direct the path of the righteous. Okay. You know, so because of that, you know, you are just going and you just heard a voice. You know, that's your wife. A prophecy has not said, you have not had any prophecy, no dream, nothing, you know, but you just saw her and you just know this is the person. Although that doesn't mean that you have to go straight and not go and no, but you know, just a direction.
Told me now.
You understand? No. You know, immediately you hear such a voice, look at the person very well. You may not even say anything, you know. Then you now follow the normal process of becoming friend with the person, you know, trying to, you know, so that's
with what you said now, you know, you've heard a lot of stories of whether going to meet the sister and say I had a dream, I saw us on, you know, you putting a suit and you putting on a white gown, you know. Some will say I saw us driving, you know, I was driving a car and you are by my side and I know the Lord is leading that you are my wife or something, and you just said it that like, okay, the Lord can speak to you and said that is your wife and all that. So do you think that all these things together can it really add the kind of something to do with marriage? If you have a dream, you saw a sister and you just approach the sister thinking that, oh, maybe the Lord has spoken to me. Do you think that sometimes may not be maybe the kind of sister we like, you know, love a slim, tall sister, you know, fair, and we see that sister, can't our mind or our flesh just speak to us instead of but we just think, oh, it's God that is speaking to us, just because the sister is attractive or we are attracted to that sister.
Actually, when it comes to dreams, in particular, dream is not really something you can place 100% assurance on. Dream can be from your activity, the day activity, can be from God, can be from the devil, and can be from what you yourself you are dreaming in your heart. You love a brother in the church, you are likely going to be dreaming about the brother. You understand? Meanwhile, the brother is not even thinking about
you.
You understand? So that you have a dream about somebody does not give you 100% go ahead to start relationship with the person. So you need to now put that dream to test. You understand? So that is it. You need to put the dream to test. Try to build a relationship with the person first. Know who the person is. That will now confirm to you whether the dream was actually correct
or not.
But having established relationship with the person, and you discover that, oh, we are like this, this person is someone that have been packaged with lies, and you don't, so you know that there's no relationship,
or maybe you don't have the same value system
and
all that,
so that that dream is to be questioned.
Okay, so how do you personally, now we want to take it personal, how do you personally decide whether a prophetic message about a relationship is genuine from God or influenced by other factors? You already said maybe because we are liking someone.
Yes.
So how do we really design, maybe that is this prophecy really genuine or is influenced? So let me just bring it down. It may not even be you. It may be maybe your spiritual father, or maybe your mentor that you love so much, walk up to you and say, oh, but John, I saw this sister and I think, and the Lord is telling me that this sister Joanne is your wife to be. So how can we really decide and know this thing is really true and it's not, anything can happen,
Yes.
The heart of man is desperately wicked, we can know it. So how won't you see that other factors are, this prophecy is not influenced by other factors and is really genuine from God?
Okay, Bible made us to know that you will know them by their fruits. It's not about human being alone. It's also about prophecy. So the fruits the prophecy is bringing forth, we determine to a long extent whether it's from God
or not
from God. So when a spiritual father, counsel you, no spiritual father will have a revelation and now impose it on you. So that's why personally we need to actually grow. Personally, you have to, so your spiritual growth, you need to take it as important as eating food every day, so that you are not just going to be confused when you come to some certain junction of your life. So if a spiritual father called you and tell you about a vision or about a revelation that God told him, oh, thank you so much, sir, that could be a guide for me. I will take it as a guide. So maybe I've not been thinking about this type of people, but what I know that is common, that is commonly happen to believers, is that you have been thinking about your sister, but you are not really putting your mind too much on her. But somehow you are feeling, maybe this sister, I think we have something together that I've not really, so a man of God or your spiritual father now call you
to your attention to it.
So that's a confirmation of what God has already started building in your heart that you are not paying attention to. Because so many times God talks to us, but we don't often pay attention. Probably sometimes maybe because what we are expecting is higher than than what God is saying. If you argue with this, then can it be this? How can it be this?
I can't be that brother.
So when your spiritual father now
call you, not dressing well.
You understand me?
That used to wear color different color.
But your spiritual father now call you that. Focus on Cecilia. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So you know that this could be God really. And that is not the final. That means I need to now go and pray. The more, because I must be able. The problem we have as people or Christians is that oftentimes when someone tells you maybe a prophecy or something, we take it hook, line, and sinker. And we enter into the relationship. And when problem comes, we say that it was my spiritual father that caused it. Because he's the one that actually told me to marry you. I was not thinking of no. When your spiritual father speaks to you about something, he as a father, having care towards you. So what God reveals something to him and he prayed about, he can tell you, okay, this is what I've seen. But it's onus is on you to also pray.
Yes, and
to
get
now take
confirmation
it as your own. You to admit it as your own responsibility. So that means if anything happens in the future, I'm not placing any blame on the man of God. I will place it on myself because I accepted what you said, and I take it as my own responsibility.
Yes. Okay, thank you. Have you ever received any prophetic message or guidance about life partner that did not align with your personal feelings or experience? So how do you handle the situation, and what was the outcome?
Okay, well, I cannot really.
Okay, if you have not, maybe how do you think if we received a prophetic message from somebody we really place honor on, and doesn't really align with our values, we don't really see it as something that can work out. So how do you think we can manage that, not to offend our spiritual, our spiritual father in quotes, and also and also not to also put ourselves in a situation where we blame ourselves in the future. So how do you think we can handle that?
Okay, the bottom line still remains, you must have a personal relationship with God. Bottom line is there. So when someone tells you about a revelation to someone, this is a life partner. Life means that someone that become part of your life.
Yes. And
you understand? Two shall become one. So this is more like your destiny.
Yes, your life.
Your life. So it's not something you want to toil with. It's not something you want to place upon the opinion in quotes of a prophet. When you have something like that and it does not align, you need to sit down. Seriously, you need to sit down. When God is telling you to go and marry someone, maybe through someone that you believed, and in the past he has spoken, he told you some things in the past that were 100% correct. You understand me now?
Yeah.
But this time around, you don't like that girl, or you don't like that sister. You don't have, you won't have to discard what the man of God is telling you, or what your friend, your spiritually inclined friend is telling you. Don't discard it. Take it as a kind of advice. So the next thing you need to do is to now put it on the table, analyze it by yourself. This sister we are talking about, what's her life like? Number one, is she a child of God? That's the first thing. If it is about height, maybe she's short and you love a sister that is tall, she's chubby, but you like a sister that is slim, that is not something you need to use as an excuse not to accept it. Those things are too minute. They are minute, But look at is she truly a child of God? What's her character like?
Yeah, the attitude, the fruit of the spirit.
Fruit of the spirit.
Yeah, love.
Have you seen anyone in her life?
Peace, love, suffering.
Not suffering. So from that day, you now pay attention on her. So anytime she's within her friends or whatever, you can just go there as if you sit down somewhere talking to another brother. Meanwhile, you are listening to their conversation. You want to get to know her. And if there's no opportunity like that, you can meet her again. Probably you have been friends, but this time around, we want to make it a bit deeper. We want to really know much about her. So in the process of doing that, you will know. And especially because you have the Spirit of God in you also, you will know whether this is a child, this is a person God is actually leading me to or not. She doesn't have to pass your test 100%. You understand me now? But some basic things that a child of God must possess, you must see it in her life.
We've been hearing this, and I know that it's really most customs, most people do it, like, you list out names of like 5 sisters.
Yes.
For sister, he lists out names of like 5 brothers, and you go to a man of God and say, sir, let me pray on this name, which one is my husband? Yes. Which one can I marry? I will see some of this minister of God will now come and say, this one is the right person for you. And sometimes it doesn't really work. You say, and I prayed about it, and I told me it's my husband, but yet this your husband now is not the one that is physically abusing you, and you really prayed, you took names. So do you think it's really a good custom, or is a good thing to start taking names, listing out names, 5, 6, 7 names of a brother, you know, or of a sister, to say pray on it and choose who my husband is. Do you think it does? It's really. Does it have any? Culture. Yeah, is it a good culture?
Well, it's not really a good culture. It's not really a good culture. Well, everyone that is married today, or let me say me in particular, you know, you get to a particular junction of your life that you are looking at 3 sisters. It's very, very possible. 3 sisters. You are not that you approach all of them, but you like them. You're not looking at these 3 sisters. Which one can be the will of God among them? It is very, very possible, you know. But because we call it life partner, so if it is a life thing and it is my life, then I have a responsibility, first and foremost, to be able to pray that God will lead me to the right one among them. You understand me now?
Yeah.
Now you now have a friend, brother. And I'm looking at these 3 sisters, so what do you think about them? You know, what you are trying to get is not a kind of someone to certify that this is the one. You are trying to get more information. Sometimes your friend may have an information about someone that you don't have. So when you now relate that this is that one, that one, then you know that he has a particular information that he has not revealed to you. You get me now? So that's why sometimes you can say, okay, I have it. But going to a man of God that is not even part of your circle, he does not even know those people, you know, that you now list like 5 names, you know, to him, you know, it can lead to error. Because what I think happen most of the time is what happened in the Bible to is it Ahab, you know, King Ahab, you know, about 400 prophets were telling him that that war, in fact, God has given you victory already. 400 prophets telling him God has given you victory. But Joseph now came, you know, Joseph has to be the king over Judah, you know, and this Ahab over Israel. You know, Joseph now came back. Are you sure there's no other prophet? Maybe it was a bit closer to God also, and felt, I can all of you just be saying this. Maybe he's having a feeling that this thing is not truly. Do you say have another prophet? There's one guy, but that one, you always say bad things. I don't want to call him. Don't let us talk that way. Let's engage him. And you call that one too. And that one I say, God has given you. In fact, before you go for the victory, for the battle, you already have victory. God has given you already. You don't even need to go and fight. But so I said, come, I beg you in the name of God that you are serving. Tell me the truth. And I said, what I'm saying is bad. As I'm seeing Israel scattered. You know. Did you see now? I told you that this guy will be doomed. He'll be saying rubbish. So they have to go and lock him up. What I'm saying is that when there's a you have about 5 lists or thereabouts, what happens most of the time is that the revelation that men of God usually see from experience is what the current state of the person is what they normally see most of the time. They don't usually see into the future, but the current state. So if the sister is very rich, or the brother, let me just brother, because it's common to sisters, you know. So if the brother is very rich, brothers to take names, find names to God. Okay, so man of God will likely see that present situation, and if you use that present situation to analyze the names, because you gave him several names, so now tell you this brother is better because of this one is better because of this, you know. That is not enough for you to go into relationship with the person, because you don't want to place blame on the man of God. So that means you still have to go and pray. What you can just assume is that, okay, if the man of God is someone you trusted so much, you understand me now, that means it will have helped you to reduce your list. You know, so you know when you are doing recruitment now, you know, you reduce, so it must have helped you to reduce the list maybe to 2. So you now take the two to God, God, oh, this is two. I've taken my eyes away from the rest three. Because of course you need help.
Yeah, you need help.
At several levels you need help. And the Bible says in the multitude of counsel, one will be, wisdom will come in the multitude of counsel. So it is not a good practice, but it is not totally wrong.
It's not totally wrong. Okay.
If you are confused.
But when do you think is the right time to start praying for a spouse, or to start praying that, or to start asking that, is this the right person for me? Is it after you enter the courtship with the sister already, or with the brother already? You already said, oh yes, you are now in the courtship, you now start praying that, let me confirm, can I marry this person? Or even before, we've seen people that are already in the relationship and later they'll say, God said you are not mine. And you already told the sister. You wasted like 3 years of that sister life, or maybe you wasted of the 2 years of the brother life. You said, my mom went to meet a prophet and they said you are not the right person for me, or my pastor said something. So when exactly is the right time for us to start doing this prayer, taking lists and all that? Is it after we're already in the courtship, we already make the person, giving the person like kind of assurance in quotes, the impression in quote that, oh yes, you are the one. So when do you think is the right time?
Okay, the best time to start praying is when you discover your purpose first.
Discover your purpose first.
Firstly, so you can discover your purpose even when you're in the university, 100 level, 200 level, So if you have discovered your purpose, then you can start praying about the person that will suit the purpose, and it will help you to decipher or to even screen your list faster, because you will know those who are not in line with that purpose. You understand me now? So the first thing to pray about is not who to marry. The first thing to pray about is, God, what is your plan? What is your purpose for my life? So once you are clear about that, then you can now start praying about God. Not that you are putting your mind in quotes, but God, I don't want to make mistake in marriage. You have a plan for me. Now I know the plan. So you need to give me someone that will help me, that will complement me in actualizing this plan, this vision, this goal. You understand me now? So the best time to start praying is after you've prayed to God to show you your own purpose. You understand me now? But as lot, the Bible says that we should pray without ceasing.
Yes.
So that means I can still be praying about my purpose and equally be praying about future. She get me now. So prayer is not something that is restricted to you must pray this one. No. That one later. It's not a step-by-step thing. But the best thing is discover your purpose first before you go into relationship. But you can be praying about everything. God, what is my purpose? And at the same time, you can pray that, God, let me not marry wrongly. Let me marry the right person. God will now lead you when you get to that stage.
Okay, in what way can someone balance prophetic advice with practical consideration and personal compatibility when choosing a life partner, in balancing this prophecy and seeing that we really compatible? Do we really have the same value? Do we really, do we really have the same, are we connecting?
Connected.
So in choosing life partner.
Yes, I want to say the best thing to do is to allow time. So you have somebody that you like, but the person doesn't like you. You even approach, I've heard of brothers that approach like two sisters. Someone told me this brother approached two sisters when he was in the school, when he was still in university. But at that time, he doesn't have money now. So the first sister rejected, second sister rejected. You understand me now? So he just said, oh boy, I'm not even approaching anybody again. So he just faces life. You understand me now? He just faces his life, At the end of the day, those sisters, at the time he got married, have beautiful home, doing well. God has blessed him so much. Those sisters are still there. Do you understand me now? So, but what I'm trying to say is that allow time. So if there's a prophecy that does not really align too much with what you are thinking in your heart, and Bible says trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. So what you're thinking you have may be your own understanding at that time, may not be the mind of God. So you don't want to discard that prophecy totally, but you can give time. Give time in the sense that, okay, I will consider it, but we play around it first. I will build relationship with the person firstly. I won't go straight to go and meet you. Even if there was a time I had a revelation concerning your sister, I won't go into full detail. You understand? I had a revelation concerning the sister, and I felt, and I said, and I told my friend then that this particular lady, I had a revelation concerning her, but what I'm going to do is that I will try and see if I can establish like a reading club, because that's the only thing that can bring us together, because we live in the same compound. Let me establish a reading club so that all of us will invite them, so that we read together. We'll now be sharing what we read over in that day, so that during that time I want to study her, I want to know her. You understand me now? So I'm trying to create time to study. So when you have that, the best thing to do, create time to study the person, to pray about the person. Don't go straight to someone because of a dream or because of a revelation that you think you saw. Don't go straight into to that approach. But I've had so many. A pastor went to a sister, and told her, God told me you are my wife. And the pastor was a pastor. The pastor is not married. He's a young pastor. So she felt, if I've been believing your prophecies all this while, concerning general things, I should be able to believe you also. And the sister is not someone that is that strong. You understand me now? So she just believed the pastor. But along the line, after maybe a year or two, God or something revealed to the brother or the pastor again that is actually in the realm of the spirit. Is a rat. You now went to the sister again that, sorry, I cannot marry you. God just revealed some things to me about you that I think I will be able to, he broke the heart of that sister. So don't rush into relationship. Like the one I was talking about the other time, I didn't rush into it. I wanted to allow time, but something happened along the line that interrupted that flow, so I just let it go. Do you understand me now? So allow time, keep praying about it. Even you yourself, nobody told you about a prophecy, you saw it and you are so sure about it. Pray about it very well. Tell your spiritual father, tell your friends that are also believers. Pray together about it, so that out of mouth of one you can establish it. Yeah.
Okay. Do you think it's possible for prophetic messages about relationship to be misinterpreted?
Very well.
How can we ensure we do not misinterpret such messages?
Okay. One of the ways not to misinterpret is to.
Okay, like.
Yes.
Your pastor is saying, but John, have you seen this sister? I think this sister is so fervent. Is this? I want to work. I want you to work on her or work with her or something.
Yes.
Maybe to bring her to, maybe you're the parent, maybe you're in the head of a unit and you're like, okay, maybe bring her to the unit and all that. I want to work with her. And the brother just misinterpreted that, maybe pastor is saying, exactly. The brother is still searching and he was like, oh, maybe this is what the pastor is saying. I don't know how to say it straight.
Yes,
you understand? So can we really misinterpret prophecy, or even if maybe let's even say the prophecy is even a very straightforward prophecy? Can we misinterpret, and how can we avoid misinterpretation?
We can. I said it the other time that timing, prophecy most of the time work based on time. There are some information that God will tell you that you need to act fast. Do you understand? There are some that, like all this life partner issue. I'm not saying that the timing I'm talking about is not that you not say, okay, in the next 3 years I won't see anything. When you are waiting for 3 years, another brother can come and talk to the sister and she will say yes, even though she has been waiting for you. You understand me? But what I'm saying is that,
okay,
if like that one now, the best thing to do is to allow time, so that in case you have misinterpreted that message, you understand me now? Because there was someone now. Okay, let me take from one film, one Ignition. If you have not watched Ignition by Adam Lala, my Bamilo, you go and watch it. He said he had a dream that he and his sister, maybe they got married or they're about, so they were in the car. The sister was the one driving the car. And he now said that he just drove the car into the river. The sister was not asking, so what's the meaning of that? See, that river is abundance. River is not abundance. When it comes to dreams, river can be something like confusion, can be like a trouble. Because when you enter into the river, what's the next thing? You die in the river now. You understand? So oftentimes we can misinterpret revelation. God can be telling us that this is a person, but He's not saying go for it now. Do you understand me now?
Yeah,
so if we didn't follow God's timing about it, we might go for it now, and the system will reject that proposal.
There are many challenges associated with being single, which, if not properly managed, can damage the next phase of life. At the Singles Reality, we are dedicated to supporting you at every stage of your journey, whether you are single, in a relationship, or enjoying the dynamics of marriage. Our goal is to offer valuable insight and practical advice tailored to your current phase, helping you thrive and prepare for each exciting chapter of your life. My name is Oluwatosin Odugbenga, the convener of the Singles Reality. Welcome to a dynamic platform where we explore, celebrate all aspects of single life, relationship, and marriage. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at the Singles Reality for inspiring content tailored to single, those in relationship, and married couples. Join us on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram for live discussion on all things single life, relationship, and marriage. Follow us on all our social media platforms and be part of our vibrant community. The subscription button now. Is it that when you miss a particular sister, you've missed your life partner, like that person the Lord has really, the person the Lord has given you to be your wife, or there are several God's will that you can still meet? Because I know some people will say, oh, maybe if God said that is your wife and you miss it, you will suffer for it. Maybe you will not even see anybody to marry again. Or there are several people that they are still God's daughter or sisters that you can still meet, even if you miss this one that God is saying, okay, this is your wife, and maybe you do not speak on time and somebody comes and take
take her. Okay, God is not an author of confusion. You understand? So even if God asks you to meet with someone that person is your wife, God still allows the person to make his or her choice. You understand? So the person may tell you that I disagree with you. I have not received from God or something. Do you understand me now?
Yes.
Somebody might have actually received from God, but he doesn't like you. And he felt, oh boy, I'm not going for you.
I don't want you.
So God will not force anyone into anything. But God always, most of the time, want to choose for us based on the vision, based on the future He has created for you. So someone that align,
walk in hand with you.
So, and God has several people that actually align with that too. Do you understand? So the only thing is that if we disobey God, He may not be quick to want to talk to you again about same issue. Do you understand? Because you have disobeyed Him, but you didn't disobey God. The other person was the one that actually decided not to flow along. God will show you another. God will lead you to another path. So God is most of the time interested in the end. Do you understand? So whoever will complement your life so that you can get to that end that God has created, God will bring the person away. So it's not that there's a particular person that they have put a signpost on, or they have put tag on that this is for Brother John, and so if Brother John meets Sister Ruth, that's the end of no. God didn't.
So there are several sons.
There are several Sister Ruth that will come with different names. You understand me now? That can still complement God's desire for your destiny.
So there's this story of Michael and Emily. I'm going to be reading it out for you so that you can understand the history. So Michael and Sarah met through church community, and their relationship was guided by a series of prophetic messages. Michael was deeply involved in prayer and spiritual practice and began receiving prophetic insight about his future partner before he met Sarah. A trusted spiritual mentor confirmed that Sarah was the one who should marry. Yes. So throughout their relationship, Michael and Sarah experienced several prophetic confirmation that encouraged them and provide clarity about their future together. So they felt a deep sense of peace and direction, and their relationship was marked by mutual respect and understanding. Their spiritual journey together strengthened their bond, and they made joint decision and prayer consideration. Eventually, Michael and Sarah married, and they have built strong, lovely relationship. And they credit their successful marriage to the prophetic guidance they received earlier before they met and before their marriage. So the question is, does prophecy about relationship guarantee happy home and that the home and that there won't be issues in the marriage? Does it guarantee happy home and that there won't be issues in the marriage?
Okay, let me start from the second one. There won't be issues in the marriage? No. Because even when Jesus Christ, angel came to Mary, you are going to have a child, from the Holy Spirit and blah, blah, blah. They say have to, at the time, the Holy Spirit, angel of the Lord told them to take the child and run away. Because some people want to kill him. That's an issue. Yeah. Because it disrupts their plans for that time. So now, prophecy doesn't guarantee success in marriage. No. Now I said it the other time that prophecy is something that will guide you into what you're supposed to do. Something that gives you an overview of what the future will look like. But the two people involved, prophecy is just, let me say, prophecy is like 30% of what that future will actually be. The rest 70% lies on the two people involved. So you can make it happen and you might not make it happen. Now, the instances in the Bible where God already spoke concerning people, Levites now, Saul was supposed to actually retain that kingship in his family. That royalty was supposed to be retained, in the family of Saul. But he lost it. Are we saying God is a liar? No. But the individual involved really matter. Eli, was for the generation of Aaron and the likes, but the children of Eli, Ophni and Phinehas, they destroy what God has said concerning that tribe. And so God had to change it. And it now fell back on Samuel. So what am I saying is that the two people involved in the relationship determines whether what God has said concerning the relationship will work out or not. So if the two of you are not working, do you know that even Jacob, do you know that he almost missed it? Now the father was supposed to pray for Esau. The mother and Jacob stylishly, they took away the blessing of Esau. And Esau cried, Father, even just one. I just don't want to be, working in vain. Let me know that something is backing me. That's okay. Father now said just one small one. But you serve your brother. The day they met, what happened? How many servants or how many warriors do you think Jacob had at that time? But Esau, when he was coming with 400 men. 400. That does not tell us that is all the men he has. Do you understand what I'm saying now? Despite the fact that somebody stole the blessing.
You see how 400
when you go back to the Bible, you discover that at the time Jacob he ran away. He ran away with his wife, the children and everything, and he had to tell the man that if not for God, I would have left your house with nothing. I would have wasted 21 years with nothing to show forth. So the prophecy is not a guarantee to a successful home. Successful home has a lot to do with the two people involved in that home. So if the prophecy is that drive your car straight line, you are going to get to let me say London, and the two of you along the line disagreed. Someone said let's die straight, someone said no, we have to bend straight, bend, and you start twisting you are going to crash the car. Is the prophecy, was the prophecy a lie? No. So it doesn't guarantee success. But for those who are children of God, it can help them to actually achieve success. So that when challenges come, when storms come along the line, they know that God has said it. If we do it, these storms are not permanent sites.
Are just distractions.
They are just phase. He said when you are in the river, I will be there with you. When you are passing through the fire, I will be there. So maybe we are passing through the fire, maybe we are in the river. God is with us because He already said something, and we are not there yet. Let me cite an example in the Bible. God showed Joseph a dream. We can say that dream is more like a prophecy about what will happen to him in the future. But a lot of things happen that does not look like it.
He was sold to a slave.
Sold. Do you know what it means to be sold? A slave. You are no more your own. You are now a property of somebody. That person can decide to trash you. You are a property, can trash you, can do anything. You understand me? But he held on to that promise. He decided not to allow whatever happens around him to make him to fail God, because he knew that God is the only one that can actualize that prophecy. So whatever will happen, I must not deviate from God. My relationship with God must be smooth, and he got there. So if two people are in a relationship and there's a prophecy, a very basic prophecy, if they don't watch themselves to do what is right, to walk along with the owner or the giver of the prophecy, you will fail.
Okay, thank you. So I have the second question, but before a second one, is about, this one is also about two couples. It's about John and Emily, and John is a devoted Christian, received a prophetic message from a respected church leader indicating that Emily was destined to be his life partner. Encouraged by this prophecy and the affirmation from a spiritual father, John pursued a relationship with Emily. At first, their connection seems promising. They shared strong spiritual bond and felt as though they were following a divine plan. However, over time, significant differences in their personal values, their life goals began to surface. The prophetic message has led them to overlook some crucial compatibility issues and potential red flags. Despite their best effort to make relationship work, John and Emily faced persistent challenges that prove unsurmountable. They discovered that their differences in lifestyle goals were too significant to reconcile. Eventually, they decided to part ways, coming to realize that while the prophetic guidance has been meaningful, it was not guarantee of a successful relationship without mutual compatibility and effort. So what do you think John and Emily could have done differently in approach to the relationship?
Okay.
Because now they've been together. They decided to part ways because they see that it's not going anywhere, and I'm sure that they will have wasted a lot of time.
Exactly.
Together and all that.
Okay, we can actually look at that in two ways. We can look at it from the first. The first way is that when the prophecy was received, the two of you involved, did you to believe that was your decision before you enter into it? Or you just hang it on somebody said it?
Yeah, because they said they just relied on it.
You understand me? Because you need to own it first. This is our decision. So when you own it, you want to make it work. But when you don't own it and just hang it on somebody said it and somebody I respected, when problem comes, you are going to be pushing blame on the person that said it. That is the one that misled you. So it will not give you the capacity to want to make sure it works. You understand? So the first thing is the foundation. Did you check the foundation very well? Did you absorb or adopt that revelation to be yours? That's number one. The second thing is that there's virtually no home that will not have one challenge or the other. There's a way we need to look at family. Some businessmen have been in business for years. Some have failed several, but they refuse to leave that business. You know, when they fail here, they start another thing. You know, they fail again, start another thing. You know, at the end of the day, some of them make it big. So we now celebrate. We celebrate them when the success comes.
Yeah,
but we didn't dig deep into how they started, how many times they actually fail. But sometimes in marriage, when people just have issues, the next thing that will come into mind is to divorce. We want to make our business work. We want to struggle to make, but we don't want to make our home work. We just look at the other guy that is the one at fault. You know, she's the one at fault, and the only solution is for us to pass. Irreconcilable differences. It's not true. It's not true. So the truth is, that's why number one, in the time of courtship, try to understand the person you want to be with for the rest of your life. Understand some basic things, some weaknesses, some strength. We can get that. We cannot get it. Look for the friends of the person.
Okay. On this, the story, you know, that the part that said that they overlook a lot of differences, a lot of place where they don't really share. Yeah, they even mention red flags, or place where they don't really share the same values. They overlook it because it was their spiritual father. That you know, he was like,
or maybe they even matchmake
them. Do you understand? Yes, there's this matchmaking to this guy. You know, so they overlook all those red flags, all those things. And maybe they've not even discussed the relationship, because relationship is the time that we need to also discuss some things. You know, understand ourselves. So they just overlook all those things. So in marriage now, their eyes became open. See, this is what I want to be living for. And you know, there's another thing that I really want us to talk about is the ability to be teachable. Sometimes when all those teachability, when all those things are there, the second person may be so stubborn that he doesn't want to change, or she doesn't want to change. You know, like, that's how I am. You cannot change. You saw me before you married me. Do you understand? So all those things will have added up to them now thinking that I don't think we can really go, we can really move forward. So let's just part our ways and just go on or let all of us just go separate and just move on with our lives. Okay. The second one says, did they make any mistake by relying heavily on the prophecy? Does the situation mean that the prophecy was not true, or does it suggest that we should not rely solely on prophetic message when choosing a life partner?
Yes. Almost everything you ask, all the questions.
Yeah, it's even there.
Yes. No.
You should not rely heavily on prophecy.
Don't rely heavily.
The situation means that the prophecy is not true. It may be true.
Maybe yes.
And maybe no.
Maybe no.
It may be that the pastor loved the 200.
Flesh can make a man of God sometimes.
Yes. It may even want two of them to stay to remain in the church. That this sister, she's not married, she not go and marry someone from another church, that they will take her away from this church. Let me look for one good brother too.
And this brother is doing well.
And he's doing well too, you know.
And he has money, and he's a child of God.
Anything can happen.
So you don't rely fully on prophecy. You know, if you want to rely on prophecy, make sure you own it firstly. How do you own it? You pray about it. You engage some other brethren. You pray, God confirmed it to you.
Yes.
So it is now your own prophecy now. You know, not somebody told you.
Yeah.
Do you understand? You know, so that when you have challenges, you own that challenge. You want to make it work. You know, so and at the same time, it could be the prophecy can come out of flesh.
Out of flesh, yeah. Like what I just said.
Can come out of flesh. Sometimes some people depend so much on some men of God or prophets to the extent that after even a prayer meeting
they still want
of
to
3 hours, you still wait to see the man of God. So what did you see?
What do you see? You know,
what has God revealed to you about me? You know, so some men of God, instead of going to say that God, you know, to pray for them and say just go, you know, 3 hours your faith has not been stretching, you know, they will just try to say something.
Actually, it's just to encourage you.
To encourage you. So as he's praying for you, he's thinking, God, show me something, show me something. So something can just flash through his mind. It may not be God, like he said, talking at that time. You understand me now? So don't let us rely solely on prophecy. The most important thing to do, let's rely on our relationship
with God. It's important. If you cannot build relationship with God when we are still single, it's not when you want to marry and not looking for a relationship with God for you to hear God. And you not hear God for small
you have not hear God this
you
one.
Not hear God
it's only when the marriage comes.
It will be difficult.
It
will be difficult.
Satan will deceive you.
Sincerely, yes,
because he knew you have not been consistent with God. So anything at the point of marriage, he will give you junk.
Yes.
And he can even come from someone that you think is holy. You know.
So what's your thoughts? Your thoughts on how to balance prophetic guidance with personal compatibility in relationship? Now, prophetic guidelines have said, or a prophet or my pastor or my mentor said this person is it. How can we now balance personal compatibility to say, sir, it's good though, but I don't think we have the same value system. How can we balance prophetic guidelines and personal compatibility? Because if you look at this story, you see that they don't really have the same value system. Maybe the lady is a kind of party and the guy is a kind of, very calm and just church and home, not social, so a lot of things must have been a major differences that they have. And because it was from their mentor, their spiritual father, they thought, no, daddy cannot lie. Let's just marry. So how do you think you can balance those two things?
Okay, one of my mentor always says something that there's nothing like compatibility in marriage, because you are from different backgrounds. You can never be compatible, but you can complement each other.
Complement each other. So you may not be compatible, but you can complement each other.
You understand me now? So now the issue is, how do we now balance that prophecy with complementing each other? Do you understand me now? So now what will happen in this case is that two people have to make up their mind. I want to believe that Esau made up his mind that it's not going to fail.
Yeah, that's true.
I want to believe that was what happened. That pain, just no. Even though you have received the prayer, I will do all I can with this one that my father gave me. I will do all I can to make it.
I know there was also a prophecy even in the womb. Like I said, there are two men in your womb.
Yes, fine. 2 nations.
2 nations. Yes. That the other will serve the other.
It's not the fault of it.
It's not his fault.
But all the same,
he's tried. He still made it. 400 men. He was not still a mere man.
400 men came.
400 soldiers.
Soldiers now, men. Even when the servants of Jacob saw them, they went back to Jacob. 400. That man was shaking.
They will kill us. They will finish us. So
today, if you don't do something about my life, I'm not going from here. So what I'm saying is that we need to balance it. Prophecy is good, but we don't put our life on it, especially when God has not confirmed it to us. And that's why we need to be children of God. Right from before you even get married at all, you need to learn how to hear from God. Do you understand? So now compatibility can actually happen anyway. Somebody said something, said there's no marriage that cannot work out once the people involved are ready to make it work.
That's true.
All these inventions that we're talking about, is it a Ford or whatever, those guys met a lot of challenges. Or is it Thomas Edison? They met a lot of challenges, but they were dogged. This thing must work. You can be dogged about marriage if it does not include abuse. If abuse has entered into it, then
especially physical abuse.
You cannot say you want to be dogged. That you need to.
You cannot be dogged.
The separation for a while. You know, but if it is not that, maybe just some little issues. You can still try everything you can to make it work. The only thing is that before you enter any marriage, either your brother or your sister, ensure that your brother or your sister is teachable. That is very, very important. Number one, ensure the person is a child of God. And one of the ways you can test it is that anytime you're receiving call and it's in Agege,
he said,
and say, I'm on my way now. I'm just about to get to Oshodi. And he's in Agege. He has not even entered any bus.
He has not even been.
You know, he's not lying to you. He's lying to somebody on phone, but definitely will lie to you also. So you know that's not a child of God. You know, anytime we are trying to tell a lie, in order not to offend somebody, we're already offending God.
Yeah.
So when you look at that factor, but the person is a child of God and is teachable, you can make the marriage work. All you need to do is dale etonsa. That is, go back to drawing board, analyze the problems in the marriage, get your mentors, get your brethren, your brother, your people that you love. These are the problems in this marriage. How can we make it work? Let them give you, counsel. The means of many counsel. So when you get those counsel, then put it to work again. That means the two of you are in a business, because marriage is a business. Because it's a generation that you are raising. So you can actually make it work. You can balance the complementary side and the prophecy side by your attitude towards ensuring that it actually worked out, and by owning that prophecy, not putting it on somebody said again, but I know because he said it, but I have confirmed it.
Thank you. So this is the last story before we take the other questions that we have from the audience. It said, it's a background. This one is David and Rachel. It's also a story about prophecy and relationship. Okay. So the background is David is a devoted young man, actively involved in the church community, had a close relationship with his spiritual past leader, Pastor James. Okay. So his spiritual leader is Pastor James. He has a very close relationship with him. David admired Pastor James for his guidance and respected his spiritual insight deeply. He loved him. During the church service, Pastor James received a prophetic marriage, indicating that Rachel, his own daughter, the daughter of Pastor James, was to be David's spiritual life partner. Pastor James, confident in the divine message, strongly encouraged David to consider pursuing a relationship with Rachel. The Rachel was the daughter of the Pastor James. Okay. Despite the prophecy and Pastor James' earnest recommendation, David felt conflicted. He respected Rachel's character and faith, but didn't feel a romantic connection with her.
Yes.
David had a different vision for his life partner and was not convinced that Rachel was the right match.
Yeah.
David's reluctance to act on the prophetic advice led to mounting tension between him and Pastor James. The pastor felt that David was dismissing a divinely guided opportunity and became increasingly frustrated with David's hesitation. This trend affected their relationship, leaving David feeling both pressured and uncertain. So what do you think David should do in this situation?
Wow. It's a very serious situation. It's more like saying your dad, I've seen something good. And he has been a good father. Yeah. He has been consistent. He's been a good father. Yeah. So and he has advised you on several issues. But now you're saying that I'm perceiving that Cecilia.
And you say
I'm perceiving that this is the person. Now the issue is this.
I know Rachel is even the daughter of Pastor James. So it will really be so painful to him that is it that my daughter is not beautiful, or why is this guy rejecting my daughter?
Now what I can say to that is that that God showed Pastor James, does not mean that what's his name?
David.
But David will accept it. Do you understand? Sometimes with children, when they have gone to the stage where they can make choice. You can tell daddy or mommy, I'm not going in that direction. At this point, I need to make my decision. You understand me now? Sometimes God can tell someone to do something and you decide to do. Okay, Jonah, go to Nineveh. Go and talk to these guys for me, And he said, I won't go. God decided to force him to go there. So he was going and God made sure that there was turbulence. They threw him to the river. God still set the fish, to go and at least keep him for 3 days so that you can fast. Fasting and prayer. But what I'm saying is that it is not all the time that God forces us to do his will. So now Pastor James should not get annoyed when David, refuse, especially if David also has been consistent in listening to him. So all you can do is to help him. How do you help him? You pray for him. So in your closet, God, if you are the one that revealed this to me,
to confirm to him.
confirm to him. So take it as a responsibility as a father that does not want the child to jump into fire.
So are you not saying that maybe David intention not to listen to maybe a selfish, maybe it's not the lady is not the kind of person. Like you said, it's not really this picture. He has
Exactly.
he has another picture. He has a spec, you know.
Exactly.
Maybe he's looking at one slim sister, and maybe
and that has maybe some contours in the body.
You know, do you think it's a personal thing or
anything is possible? Okay. Anything is possible because we are not in the mind of Brother David. You understand me? And even sometimes that somebody is a child of a man of God, it's not a guarantee that the person actually have values of Christian, a good Christian. Yeah, there's some children of men of God that doesn't have the values that we can call this guy is a Christian. You understand me? So David might have seen something that the father is not seeing. You know, because sometimes a man of God can be so busy with activity, you know, that you are not actually looking into what the children are doing. And anytime you are around, they pretend to be angel. You understand me? So David might have seen what the man is not seeing. What I'm saying is that if the man is sure of what God has showed him, let him pray for David. Let him pray for the child. And if God is not bringing, just accept that God is the one that did not allow it to happen, or David is the one that refused. You understand me now? Then as for David also, consider what your mentor, you know, said to you, that this is a person, you know, for you to pray about it, because you don't want to place a blame on him in the future. That is the one that made you to marry his daughter. No, you want to own it. You want to accept that revelation. So if something in you is conflicting and is saying you cannot, you don't need to accept it. But the only thing is that make sure you do your reconciliation with Daddy. I have prayed about this thing, but I'm not having peace. I don't have peace about it. So can you please allow me to pray more? And if you are praying more, Daddy, this is what I'm saying. This is the person God is revealing.
But if Pastor James is not forcing him, that you don't need to pray, I'm your spiritual head, I'm your spiritual father. Whatever I say, you know, whatever I say, you should obey the authority. You know,
flesh has entered. You know, that God showed you does not mean that as a fight.
Especially when it comes to a life partner, something that is your future.
Exactly.
You have to show you.
That doesn't mean that's a final. God can change anybody at any time. If you are not doing what He wants you to do, He will change you and use somebody else.
So somebody saying a question. He said that Tosi, thank you. He said I have something similar. She said a pastor in the church is already in her 30th. Like early 30, maybe 31, 32, I don't know. I said a pastor introduced someone to a guy in his mid 40, 45, 56, and he said she doesn't really like the guy. Number one, that the first day that she has with the guy, in fact, he was like, no. This is no for me, you know. And you just have to just open up to the guy that I'm sorry, this cannot just work. I can look for somebody else for you, but for me, it can't work. You know.
Get a referral for you.
Yeah, so he said the pastor was not looking like her, like somebody that is not really serious. Like you that you are late, you're already in 30, and we are giving you somebody you know, introducing matchmaking you to somebody. You are still doing shakara. You know, it's like, so she's not really feeling comfortable that she's going to church. She used to feel maybe the way the pastor look at her or something, and she's not sure, but maybe just her that is thinking it, but at the point she has to just leave the church and move to another center. So what do you think in that kind of she just said her testimony anyway, that it happens when man of God will matchmake, you know, someone to you, and they want to like a kind of force it on you that this is the right person. In that case, when we see minister of God enforcing on your spiritual father, enforcing someone on you, and you are not really comfortable, of course you'll be the one that will live in that with the person. They can't spend the only thing they can do is just come and visit you at once, maybe 3 hours, 4 hours, they'll go to the house. But you are spending the rest of your life with that same person, and you're not comfortable at the beginning of the relationship. Of course you can't just go into it, but how will you do it to make sure that these are spiritual father, they are not, you know, they don't feel like a kind of we disobey them,
Yeah.
or a kind of we don't really respect their authority, or a kind of, you know, just not really them feeling too bad. But of course, we cannot say yes when we know that we are not really comfortable with it.
Now, the man of God is a child when it comes to relationship with God. As much as you also you are a child, there's no man of God that is a man. As in, what I'm saying is that is now equal to God.
God, yeah, we are
all as far as God is concerned,
and daughters of God.
See the Son of God, you understand me now? So likewise you too. So now in that case, you know, if we are not comfortable, you don't have peace. Tell the man of God, Daddy, I don't have peace with this person. Can you allow me to pray? I don't have peace. And if there are some things you've discovered that are red flags, discuss with him.
And sometimes when you discuss, they will tell you that you cannot get a perfect person.
Yes.
Like all those things.
Yes.
You
but
work on it.
There are some red flags that you need to look at.
To look at.
So if there are terrible things, and after telling him, you are now seeing from his perspective that he's saying he's still defensive. Defensive, and now using your, in quotes, lateness as a reason why you must go for it, then you know that you cannot go for that.
Okay, so thank you viewers at home for joining, for watching this episode. Please do well to share this video. Please share it. Then also follow us on our Instagram page at The Singles Reality, on Facebook at The Singles Reality, and then also do well to like and share this video.
So if you are single, searching, or you search and you have, on your way to get married, or you are even in marriage, please like and subscribe. Subscribe so that you can get more. Even in marriage, there's some content that we bring out that we help our marriages. You understand? So you need to subscribe so that as soon as we are coming up, you are going to get notification, and share with others so that they too will not miss out when we are up again.
You will enjoy this relationship and prophecy. Like, share, and subscribe till we meet next month. Bye bye.